Hey Husker fans, Sam McKewon with the Omaha World-Herald and Husker Extra. This is our 4th of July recruiting update for the Husker defense. Okay, well, Nebraska's done a ton of work on the defensive side of the ball up to this point. I think people should be pretty pleased with the work that they've done over there. They haven't hit everything yet. I think that there's still a couple of slots left. Nebraska's got 23 overall commits, ranked between 15 and 18 in the recruiting services. And some of the defensive players, let's be honest, they're guys that they just got an offer from Nebraska, and they committed about 7 to 10 days later because that was the best offer they had. That includes Braylon Prude out of Pearland, Texas. That includes Callan Barta out of Topeka, Kansas. That includes Rex Guthrie out of Littleton, Colorado. It kind of includes Evan Taylor out of Charlotte, North Carolina, but Evan had an offer to Rutgers as well. Let's be honest. I mean, these are guys that Nebraska's taken a little bit of a flyer on, and they happen to be mostly in the defensive secondary, where Evan Cooper trusts his evaluative tools, and he's going to go after the guys that he thinks are good. He's seen all of these guys at camps. He's making his own assessment. Out of the guys that they landed in that defensive back group, Donovan Jones is another one. I got to tell you, I really, really like Rex Guthrie. The Rover, who's kind of a low 3-star, didn't have any Power 5 offers before Nebraska made an offer. This kid is a good player on film. 6'1", 205 for a major school in Colorado, in Littleton. And apparently he tested off the charts at the camp. We don't have access to the numbers, but if he was running a sub-4 540 at a camp at Nebraska, that's a guy you get in your program. He reminds me a lot of Isaac Gifford, kind of between an Isaac Gifford and a JoJo Doman. He just plays sound football, and I think he's going to be a really nice player for the Huskers. Another get that they got that I think people are going to like is the defensive lineman Carlon Jones. Now he was probably one of the most heavily recruited prospects that Nebraska landed. He had offers from Georgia Tech and Cal and Houston and TCU and Oklahoma State. Those are good programs. Hey, TCU just played for the national championship. So, Nebraska was able to win that one. Jones comes from Bay City, Texas, same school as Bryce Turner, the wide receiver, who just signed in the 2023 class. So that was, I think, a very nice get for Nebraska. I think they were pleased to land that one. They still need to add on the defensive line. They've got Carlon Jones and Ashton Murphy. I still feel like they need to maybe add another body there. That's a journey. They'll have to find out exactly who that is. They might want to add another linebacker or two. They're going to have a bunch of linebackers, although it's also possible that Braylon Prude at 6'5", 190 moves down to the linebacker spot. You don't see a ton of safeties taller than 6'3". It can happen sometimes. The name that everybody always says is Cam Chancellor, who played at Virginia Tech and then later played for the Seahawks. It does happen occasionally, but it's not that common. I could see Prude moving down to a linebacker spot if he really is 6'5". It's hard to always do the things that you got to do back there at that height. So sometimes those guys move down. I think Nebraska's done pretty good work to this point. Yeah, they haven't gotten a 5-star on the defensive side of the ball, and I do believe that you've got to get really elite athletes on the defensive side of the ball, reactive guys who can make plays, who are quick twitch. I think what Nebraska has done is they haven't landed those 5-star or even those high 4-star guys, but what they have done is they've said, look, we see this guy's frame, we see his size, we see his speed. We're going to project him into being a really good football player, but we got the measurables that we want. If they can develop an Evan Taylor or a Braylon Prude or a Rex Guthrie or a Callan Barta into the kind of football players they want to be, they should have the size and the speed components that Nebraska wants because they recruited for that in the first place. Okay, that is our recruiting update for the defensive side of the ball. After the 4th of July, we'll be back next week with more updates. Thanks, Husker fans.